Okay guys, for today's video I'm gonna teach you and I'm gonna show you what is the best configuration for our God of War 3 on RPCS3. So from the last video I already taught you how to download and run God of War 3 on our PC. So for today's video I'm gonna teach you what is the best settings and the best configuration for our God of War 3. So first of all, I'm gonna give you a link for our custom build of RPCS3. So from the last video, I already gave you the normal build, which is you can get on the rpcs3.net. But on this video, I'm gonna give you another link for the another RPCS3. For this one, it's a custom build. This RPCS3 is way better than the other one in terms of playing God of War 3. So if you're gonna play God of War 3, I think I'll advise that you use this version. So I'm gonna give you that link and I'm gonna put it on the description box. All you have to do is press the link, then you can have it. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna show you that the link is working just to be sure. Okay, yes. Okay, it's only, there you go, we can get it on Mega. So it's like only 21.9 megabytes, so just download it and that's it. Okay, but still you should still install the firmware even though it's a custom build. Just follow my old instructions on installing the firmware. You should still install it on this one. Okay, there you go. So I already have this one, so I'm not gonna download it again. So let's see. I'm gonna open my RPCS3 custom build and I'm gonna show you the best configuration for our God of War 3. So okay, I have a lot of RPCS3 for normal build as well. Okay, this is the custom build that I have. Okay, let's open it, this one. As you can see, this is my games for my PS3 emulator. So for today's video, we're gonna do a God of War custom build configuration. So in here, we're gonna create a custom configuration. But before that, let me just remind you that if you're gonna play or gonna use an RPCS3, it's better to make sure that there is no other application that is running on the background, because RPCS3 or PS3 emulators use a lot of CPU power. So just to avoid stuttering and lagging, it's better to check and make sure that no other apps is running on the background. Also, as you can see, we're just gonna clean some other apps that are actually running on my background. Okay, let's see, let's check if there's other one just to be sure. There we go. I think that's the only app isn't running. Okay, the recorder is running, so there's nothing really I can do about that. Okay, so in this one I'm gonna show you the best configuration. So we're gonna start on the CPU. So for the CPU, I recommend that on the PPU decoder, we're not gonna change anything on this one. Okay, let's see again. Change custom configuration. There you go. So I recommend the fastest, which is the recompiler, and for the SPU decoder, the recompiler as well, because that's the fastest. For additional settings, I do recommend that we use the enable thread scheduler, enable CPU loop detection, and SPU cache. So we're not actually changing anything on this one, so I do recommend we're not going to change this one. Okay, so let's go on the GPU. Okay, there we go. So for the GPU, for the renderer, it's important that you do it on Vulkan, because OpenGL is actually not that good when you're using an emulator. So use Vulkan just to be sure that you've maximized the CPU power that you have. It's a lot better, I told you. Okay, And for my graphics device, I'm using the GTX 1660. Not that powerful, but it's a decent GPU. So it's enough for me to run God of War 3 on a stable 30 FPS sometimes. There are times that my game is stuttering due to it's an emulator, and it uses a lot of CPU power, but it's still playable and it's still good for me. Okay, for the aspect ratio, we're not gonna change this. It's still 16.9. Just make sure that it's 16.9. For the frame limit, 60. And for the aspect filter, okay, make sure that it's an auto. So, because 16 usually you need a powerful GPU for that. For anti-aliasing, just put it on auto, just to make sure that it has a good lines and graphics on it. But if you think that your GPU is not that powerful, you can always disable it just to gain more power, like more FPS. But on my end, I use auto just to have a better graphics. Okay, for the default resolution, I do recommend 720 on the default resolution. Actually, this is not the one we're gonna change, because we're gonna change the resolution scale, just to be sure that we change the resolution of the game. So on my end, I use a 1080p monitor, so I'm gonna put it on 1080 resolution. Okay, actually depends on what is your monitor, but I use it on 1080p. If you use a 4K monitor, why not? You can change it on 4K. But I do think that RPCS3 is actually 4K compatible, so it's good. Okay. For the additional settings, make sure that it's on the right color buffer, just to make sure that the graphics is not glitching or anything, and use VSync as well, just to avoid screen tearing. Because as you know, if you're gonna use an emulator and intensive game, usually our monitor is gonna have some screen tearing on it, and just to avoid this one, enable VSync. By turning it off, we're gonna able to gain a little bit of FPS, but it's better to use VSync. Okay. So audio, we're not actually changing anything on this one. And IO, not changing anything on system. Not gonna changing anything in this one. Network, advanced. Okay, for the advanced, actually I changed the driver wake up delay into 1000, as you can see in here, due to normally my game is crashing, but this is the solution that I've come up with, and it's working perfectly fine on my end. My game is not crashing anymore. Okay, so I put it on 1000p. Okay, if you don't need it, it's okay. If you're not gonna put it on 1000, it depends on you. For emulator, I'm not actually changing anything for the emulator. It depends on you if you're gonna go to check this other settings in here, but on my end, I'm not gonna change anything on this one. Okay. For the debug, okay, for the debug, as you can see, I have a settings here for the XFloat settings. Just actually, it's automatically, and use GPU texture scaling. But normally, if you're using the normal build, this debug will not show up just yet. So I'm gonna teach you how to enable the debug configuration as well for the normal build. Okay. So let's say I'm gonna teach you in this one. Let's remove this for now. Okay. I'm gonna teach you, if you're gonna use the normal build, for you to enable the debug configuration, you have to go to GUI configs, okay, then go to current settings. Okay, there you go. Then try to search for meta. On the shadow debug tab, put it on true. Normally, if you're gonna use the normal build, it's on default of false, so put it on true, and the debug configuration will be fully enabled. Okay, turn it off. Let's go back to our RPCS3. Okay, what's happening? Oh, I see. Okay, it's already running. Okay, I'm really sorry for that. Okay, so let's go to the custom configuration. So for the debug, make sure that you've used the GPU texture scaling and the 2 XFloat settings in here, approximate xfloat, approximate FCGT. If you're using the normal build, I think the xfloat setting is not in there, but if you use the custom build that I'm using right now, it's there. Okay, just make sure that you've enabled that. So let's click apply. Okay. Oh, I forgot, put the God of War hacks as well. Okay, then apply. There you go. Okay, then for the gamepad, for the configuration, actually this one depends on you, on what is the gamepad configuration that actually you're comfortable with, but for me, this is the one that I'm actually comfortable with. Okay, let's see if I have the right settings in here. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna change this one. Okay, so if you want to like try to copy my configuration for the gamepad, it depends on you, but if you don't want this, actually that's okay. It depends on what configuration you're comfortable with. Okay, so I'm gonna save this one. So this is my configuration. Let's save this. Okay, so I really want to show it to you without on any other apps that is actually running, but as you can see, my video recorder is running, so it's using a lot of my CPU power as well. It's using almost 20%. So if I'm gonna use the PSG emulator right now, when we cannot avoid stuttering because there are like 2 apps are running. So if you're gonna try to play God of War 3, don't use any other apps, okay? But I'm gonna show it to you that it's smoothens up. But just imagine if I'm not using the recorder, I will have like 10 more FPS on my God of War 3. But I'm gonna show you that actually it's a lot playable than the part that we're not gonna put any configuration on it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is God of War 3. As you can see on the main menu, it's running on 60 FPS, which is that it's completely normal. I'm actually playing it on myself as well. Okay. Okay, we're in the Palace of Hades, so I'm gonna try to play this one. Okay, so as you can see, I'm gonna have some stutters in here, and my game is gonna lag a little bit due to my recorder is actually running as well. So as you can see, my FPS is not that good. It's running on actually 18 FPS, but as you can see, we're trying to reach 30 FPS as well. So without the recorder, actually I'm on stable 30 FPS, which is very decent for an emulator. If you want to use my configuration, you can do it. As you can see, there are parts that I'm stuttering due to the recorders. I'm really sorry for that. I'm gonna show you some clips later on what is my actual gameplay without the recorder. So just wait for it. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna upload a video of my gameplay without the recorder after I upload this one, okay? But trust me, after you use the configuration that I put on this video, I'm pretty sure your game will smoothen up. But as you can see, there are parts in on my gameplay right now that it smoothens up, as you can see in here. Okay, I'm just stuttering due to the recording. Okay, there you go. Okay, so there you go. So I'm really sorry for the lag. As you can see, we're using the recorder, so I'm just gonna upload a video without the recordings on this one. Okay, so thank you for watching. So don't forget to like and subscribe on my channel, and hopefully I could show another tutorials on other games. As you can see, I can teach you other game configuration and other game installation as well. So for my next video, I think I'm gonna show you a video of Fight Night and configuration of Fight Night as well. So as you can see, I have a lot of games as well. I play UFC3 as well. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye.